welcome to the GrandLAN video blog for books that came out on Thursday, June 3rd, 2010. As always, I'm Craig, your host. This is a really lame week for comics. We've coming off a really big week last week, right before Memorial Day weekend, and now the first week in June. It's just been, it's skim. I've got a Frankenstein, a zombie, some Chinese superheroes, and some mice. And 4 books. You already saw the credits. You know, that just dawned on me. This is the 198th installment of the video blog. And no, we haven't had the rolling credits at the start the whole time. But you know, I always start with, you know, these are all the books that I'm going to review. You guys already saw them roll by while you were listening to that really awesome cover of REM Superman. So what are you going to do? Let's start with Franken-Castle, number 17. This is the first of the rebranding of the Punisher series into Franken-Castle, actually changing the title. Rick Remender is doing some very interesting things here. You know, I thought it was kind of a goofy thing to do. Wasn't really sure about the direction of this book, but after sitting down and reading this, I figured since the title changed, good jumping on point. And I was right, it is a good jumping on point. It's not just like it was at first, where he was kind of slow and really didn't know what he's doing. You know, he's all patchwork and put together and really janky, but he still, he now has like a sharp mind. He can actually think again, and it's turning kind of into a Punisher book, but at the same time, he has no friends, he can't interact with society, he doesn't even have to worry about trying to interact with society, really, other than the ones that are the crazy Morlocks and people underground. So there is that, and it was a very good book, very surprising. Next up, Grade 10, number 8 of 9, not of 10. The secret of the Shaolin robot is revealed here. It's a very cool story, very interesting. If you're familiar with the Terracotta Soldiers, it kind of delves into that mythology. If you're not familiar with it, it's very interesting. I just learned about it this year. It is a 9-issue miniseries instead of a 10 because one of the team members betrays the team, and surprise, it happens right here. I'm not going to say exactly what happens, but I am going to say what I've been saying all along. Tony Bedard has done a great job of pacing this, and Scott McDaniel has done a great job of drawing it. It's going to be a really fun read when it's collected. We're right near the end. I don't know if you want to jump on and go track down the first 8. You should. If not, wait for the trade. It's still a very good series. Very interesting exploration of this team that kind of was pushed out there and then forgotten. Mike Allred and Chris Roberson give us iZombie number 2. And it's every bit as good as number 1, possibly even better. This is just fantastically crazy. I mean, Mike Allred is drawing it, but you can just see his influence on it beyond the art, just on the direction of the story. And maybe Chris Roberson's getting some help from him, I don't know. But Roberson is writing something that is perfect for Mike Allred to draw and just fits the feel of the book. It's really crazy. I'm trying not to say it's fun, but it is a fun read. It was the first thing I read this week because I was so excited to see that number 2 had come out. Number 1 was a really good premise, just jumping on, and it's good. It's Vertigo, and I'm not normally a fan of Vertigo, but it's fantastic. It's a great book. Please check it out. Mike Allred deserves every penny of your hard-earned dollars. And then lastly, Mouse Guard returns with Legends of the Guard. This is the first Mouse Guard book that is not done entirely by David Peterson, and with that in mind, it makes it a very interesting exploration of the Mouse Guard world, and it's very nice to see that. Peterson has done 2 miniseries, and each one has been a very cool story, very good art, but to see other indie creators take on the Mouse Guard idea in the universe and tell little stories inside of it, not necessarily set in a certain year or a certain time, you know, you can go and tell a mythology story or a parable or something, you know, and fit it just kind of somewhere in the timeline and play in that world. And for Peterson to open the doors, very good idea, you know, and then there are intermittent chapter breaks, you know, interludes drawn by Peterson that fit very well. The idea is all these mice are drinking in the tavern, and each of them is telling a story, and whoever tells the best story gets their tab forgiven. Very cool book. You know, I cannot recommend this enough. I've recommended Mouse Guard very highly, but this is 3 stories, short but very entertaining stories for $3.50. Feels like an anthology, and it's going to be 3 more issues of this. Just a fantastic direction for the Mouse Guard line to really draw in new readers and to move past just what Peterson was doing, which was good in and of itself, but wasn't necessarily appealing to a wider audience, and this will. See, that's it, 4 books. What's wrong? The comic companies, I need more to read. Send me more next week, please, I'm begging you. Thanks for watching, we'll see you next week.